Hi. Well, we got our first video request. Comes from West Virginia. The young lady that posed the question, I'm presuming it's a young lady. Just by the way the email read, is from West Virginia, but chose to remain anonymous. And her question, it was, I don't have it directly in front of me. It was, my boyfriend cheated on me. What do I do next? Okay, and that was a very interesting and heated conversation that the parenting group, formerly known as Parent Nook Forums, had. Here's some of the questions we asked, and we did have to email her back. And we did ask her if the cheating was an ongoing thing, if she cheated once, if it was multiple times with multiple people, all that. So the reply came back that it was a one-time thing. We did not ask, and we've got, because we didn't feel it mattered whether the individual was drunk, sober, high, who instigated it. It was a choice that this young man made, and to cheat on his girlfriend. Okay, so the discussion got, like I said, got really heated for a number of reasons. One was that the person is a boyfriend. Now I understand that being a boyfriend girlfriend is a committed relationship, but it's not the same as if you're living together, if you're married, if you're engaged, even promised, and that's kind of a walking a thin line. So we had some pretty heated discussions about that, and we did come up with a consensus. The consensus is not necessarily my view, but it is the combined view of the group. Again, when you submit a question by emailing us at lovemywifeforlife@gmail.com, and I will post that with this video as well in case you have additional questions. And feel free to comment on this video, and we can continue the discussion using the comment sections on YouTube here. Make sure you follow the YouTube guidelines. They do not permit abusive or attack posts anymore. So if your opinion disagrees, just keep it civil and adult, and we'll continue the conversation. Okay, so the group decision, again, I don't want to say this is my opinion. I'm not saying it's not. This is what the consensus of the group came up with in regards to this. We did find out it was a one-time cheating thing. And again, it was rather heated, as a lot of people, probably ones who have been cheated on before, were quick to say, dump the SOB, he's useless, he's worthless, he cheated on you, he doesn't care. There was some other people saying, it was a one-time thing, he made a mistake, we don't know what the circumstances of the relationship were. Not that that is justification for the action, but there could be other factors involved that might have been involved. And it was a one-time thing that has not happened since, did not happen prior to anyone's knowledge, to her knowledge, and we went from there. So again, the consensus of the group was that the young lady should try to continue the relationship. However, that a long discussion needs to be had, and that he needs to be made to understand that a second indiscretion will not be tolerated, and that he violated her trust, and that the repercussions of that he could find unpleasant. In other words, where'd you go? Who'd you have? Who's on the phone with you? Where were you? Why were you late? All those questions. And honestly, they may seem nagging. They may sound, offensive maybe, but he brought this on. He made a choice to engage in a relationship outside of the committed relationship he has with this young lady, and he violated her trust. So for the time being, however long that takes, no, she's going to have trust issues, and he needs to understand that. And if he's not okay with that, then he can end the relationship. Again, this is a group decision. Not everybody wholeheartedly agreed, but this was the group decision. This is what we came up with, that the relationship can attempt to continue, that there needs to be discussion between the two. He needs to understand that there are going to be trust issues for a period of time. They need to work on this. They need to talk. They need to maybe figure out what happened that provoked this, if anything. Again, we don't know if the individual was drunk or not. If there's a drinking issue, then maybe he needs to curb his drinking. If it was something else, if the girl came on to him, that doesn't matter. He needs to learn to say no. What did she do? And I'm not saying this justifies his actions. Again, this is the group talking. What did she do? Was she shutting him out sexually? Is there even a sexual relationship at this point? Was there some lack of affection? Was she belittling him? Is there a sexual issue here? In other words, maybe one of them wants to experiment and the other one doesn't. Anyway, what the couple needs to do is they need to engage in some conversations, long conversations, and probably more than one over the next several weeks, several months, to figure where they stand, how this happened, how to prevent it from happening in the future, what they're going to do on both ends to do this. Okay, what's he going to do now to regain her trust? Besides not cheating, what else is he going to do? What is she going to do? What is her role in this? And again, this is his choice, his doing. But somewhere along the line, something happened. Even if it's like 90% him and 5% her, she needs to work on that 5%. Okay, I know, and there was some heated discussions about that. He's the one that made the choice. Granted, yes, that was the decision. Yes, he made the choice. But what happened that made him want to make that choice? What part of the relationship was he not happy with that he chose to do this? And again, if he was intoxicated or something, okay, that something was still there. Even if he was that, something made him make that choice. So figure out what it is, work on it. Okay, so we told the young lady, well, we're telling her now. We're not telling her that she's going to be sent a link to this video once it's up, is that yes, she should continue the relationship based on what happens when they talk. And if she does not think he's sincere during this talk, then it's over. So a nice, sincere adult conversation needs to be had about what happened, why it happened, what are both parties going to do to fix it. It cannot happen again. She probably should also ensure that it hasn't happened prior, and it did only happen once. We don't know the circumstance of how she found out. If he told her, then he fessed up, then you know what? That's a good step forward. He needs to understand that he violated her trust, and that trusting him for a while is going to be difficult. So he needs to open up himself to her to help regain that trust. In other words, don't lock your phone. Don't close an email or close your laptop the minute she walks by. If there's something on there you don't want her to see, then that's only going to feed the distrust. Even if what you're looking at is maybe a potential birthday or Christmas gift for her. Okay, make them say, hey, sorry, sweetie, I'm looking at, Christmas gifts for you or something. Okay, but he's going to have to be upfront. He's going to have to not try and hide things. He's going to need to leave everything out in the open. He needs to regain her trust. Okay, she, on the other hand, needs to figure out what it was that her role was in this, even if it's minor, and work on that. And the two need to engage in conversations and work on this. Spend some more time together. Maybe they're been a lack of time spent together. Maybe they need to work on that. Spent too much time together. Whatever the issues are, they'll come across that when they talk. They should continue to talk. In fact, obviously, conversation is going to be important for any relationship. So neither should be hiding them. If there's an issue coming up, even if it's a minor one, you know what? Bring it up. You know what? It really annoys me when you tie your left shoe first before your right shoe. It's dumb, okay? And I just made it up. But if it's important, then that needs a conversation to be had, because I doubt that it will be that difficult for the person to start tying the other shoe first. Again, that was just a dumb example, but it's my exact point, and it's the point that the group made. So, Anonymous, I hope this has been a help to you. Obviously, you could comment on the video, but if you did, that might disclose who you are, which I realize could be a problem. So feel free to email us again, and we can add your comment to there saying, okay, anonymous replied with this. Okay. So if you have a parenting or relationship question, feel free to email us at lovemywifeforlife@gmail.com, and our group, formerly from Parent Nook Forums, and if you see the advice, parenting and relationship advice video, you'll know why we're doing this on video now instead of using Parent Nook Forums. I'm not going to go through that story again, but you can start. I might, if I get a chance, put a link to that video here as well. Anyway, so send your questions to there. If you want to give your name, that's fine. If you want to give your location, that's fine. If you don't want to give any of them, that's fine. In this particular case, we got a location, but we did not get a name. And that's fine. Whatever you want. Our goal is to take your questions, apply them to our group of parenting and relationship people who are people just like we're not sex experts or relationship experts or whatever. We're just a group of people like you and me who don't have agendas that will answer your questions just like you would ask your best friend or a family member or something. Okay, so that's what we do here, and that's what we'll continue to do here for as long as this lasts. Okay, so this is how we address this one. I knew that one was a cheating question would come up. I didn't know it would come up right away, but it did. And I hope this was a help to you. And I hope your relationship can survive this and you two are very happy.